Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing an Easter layout. I'm also sharing a kit conspiracy kit that I put together for this week. I didn't really have a kit that was the same as MK and Janet's, so I decided to pull two past scrap room kits that were from last month, and they are the Echopark collection. Blossom and Bees is the first one I'm going to show. The next one I'm going to show is also by Echopark, and it's Bunnies and Baskets. The colors are very similar in both collections. They're both brand new collections. They just came out, and they are really adorable and sweet and perfect to use for Easter photos. So that's what I plan on doing. I'm going to go through the embellishments that are included in the first kit. This is the Blossom and Bees. It has some cute little mushrooms in it, lots of flowers, and lots of like spring little embellishments. So little frogs and bees and butterflies. And I just think it's super cute. So I have this paper here, which has the diamonds on the back and then the flowers on the front. This one with the adorable little trucks. And then I believe it has yellow on the other side. And I love the tone on tone in Echopark. That is my absolute favorite of Echopark. That plaid is really cute too. It has a little bit of orange in it, then this darker blue checkered. And this pink paper here is a little bit brighter than the other one. The other one's more of like a peach pink. This one's more pink pink. And then I have two blues here. Not sure what pink pink is, but you get the idea. And then this one here is Echopark Bunnies and Baskets. And this one is more related to Easter. But since Easter always falls in the spring, I think either one of them could work for Easter photos because that's mainly what I pulled out to use. So as you can see, they're very similar. The blue is a little bit darker in the blossoms and bees, but in the bunnies and baskets, then you have brown. And I am going to pull in some wood grain paper from Echopark also. I don't show that in the video, but I do pull that in for backgrounds because I only have one paper of each of these papers that are included in the kit. So this is the other kit, and this one was a double shot kit. So it came with the full 12 by 12 sheet for embellishments and no like paper embellishments for this one. So those are the papers. It came with one solid cardstock, that's this lighter blue color, and then two white cardstocks, which I'm going to show here in just a minute. And then I bought these two papers from, I believe, a cherry on top. And these are just two more papers that are added on to the Easter one because I loved the colors of them. And I needed just a little bit more of that collection. So I purchased those on my own. So this is a fairly large kit, but I do have I believe two double page layouts and then quite a few single page layouts for Easter, mainly of my older son, just because I would like to complete his albums. I also have a couple of cut files. I have the egg hunt, and then this one here by Paige Evans, and it's a little bit bigger than 12 by 12, and that's because it's going to go across a double page layout. I have some photos of my son playing on Easter out front and then sitting with family members, and that's going to be all one double page layout. The ones of him outside will be a separate layout, but these ones here will all be a double page layout. And then I have these two little cute ones of my little nephew, and those are going to be one layout. This one here is the one I'm going to work on today. And then two more photos of my son egg hunting, two more opening his basket, and then this one's going to also be a double page layout of another little egg hunt. He's outside running around. So I think those will be pretty cute, and we'll have quite a few Easter layouts before Easter. And I usually do the holidays layouts before the holiday, and then after the holiday comes, I'm like, okay, I'm done with that holiday, so I stop doing the holidays. So hopefully I get all of these done and up before Easter. But this one here, I kind of lost some footage. I thought I had showed exactly which papers I was going to use for this layout, but I didn't. I pretty much used almost all of the papers on the cut file. And then I have this sweet little picture of my nephew Matthew when he was a baby and his first Easter. And I put the little bunny ears on him while he was sleeping and then took his picture. And what's funny is I just took his pictures this weekend. Well, not his picture, pictures of his two little baby brothers, twins, that turned 6 months old. So he just turned 16 years old and he has 6 month old brothers. So kind of funny, but that's the way my sisters and I like to do things. We have teenagers and then decide we want to have another baby. And each one of us have done it that way. But seems to be the family curse, I guess, or blessing. We definitely enjoy our babies, so it's okay. And here I'm just backing the cut file with play foam since I cut out most of the video. It's not going to take very long to do this layout. When you have a large cut file like this, it usually does not take very long to complete the layout. The majority of the time is spent cutting out the papers and deciding which papers you're going to use on the cut file itself, and then deciding if you're going to pop it up or not, and how you're going to mat your photo, and then little embellishments to help, I guess, pop the cut file or make it, a part of the layout. But you really don't need a whole lot, especially if you're going to use a large cut file like this one. This one is almost probably about 8 inches across, and then it's almost 4 inches or so up. So it's a fairly large cut file for an 8.5 by 11 layout, but it's only a single photo. So I thought it was perfect. I loved the stripe paper because it has all the colors in it. So instead of using it as my background, though, I decided just to mat the photo in it. And then this little bunny sticker up here at the top, I thought was the best. I love those little bunnies on there. So I put that up there at the top. I wasn't really sure how to embellish, like in between that banner and where the cut file is, but I decided I would leave a little bit of room for journaling. And I'm also going to put a little sticker butterfly right there in the middle. I actually have two. I only put one on during the video, and then after I shut the camera off and I was cleaning up my desk, I decided I was going to add one more butterfly. So I do add one more butterfly. But here you can see I have the first Easter popped up. Sorry, I was getting interrupted by an alarm. If you heard that, I'm not sure if that translates to the video or not. But anyways, I tucked in some little carrots. I thought those were kind of cute behind the bunny ears. And then I also tucked in a little blue egg down there by the R. And then up by the one, I tucked in another pink egg. And I'm going to use these little tiny thickers to put 2009. Not that I really needed to put the year on it because he's a baby. He was born in March, so he definitely, it's the same year he was born. But just to add that little rose gold color up there at the top, I decided to go ahead and just put 2009 up there at the top. And then I'm just spelling out Matthew's, and it says Matthew's first Easter. So I thought that was kind of cute. And like I said, I'll leave a little place for journaling. I cut out me fiddling with the sequins. Now I'm just gluing them down. And these are just sequins from my stash. These are from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And I'm just using one pack because it has all the colors that are in this layout. So I added quite a few little clusters of 3 all around the layout. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are going to enjoy my layouts that I'm going to create this week for Easter as we come up on Easter Sunday. And I should see you in another video tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming by.